ॐ गणानां गणपतिगं हवामहे कविं कवीनामुपमश्रवस्तमं ज्येष्ठराजं ब्रह्मणां ब्रह्मणस्पतान शृण्वन्नोतिभिस्सेदसादनम् ॐ श्रीमहागणपतये नमः। शारदा शारदाम्बुज वदना वदनाम्बुजे सर्वदा सर्वदास्माकं सन्निधिं सन्निधिं प्रियात् सदाशिवसमारम्भाम् शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पाद शङ्करं लोकशङ्करं शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः व्यासं वसिष्ठनप्तारं शक्तेः पौत्रमकल्मषम् पराशरात्मजं वन्दे शुकतातं तपोनिधिं व्यासाय व्यासरूपाय विष्णवे नमो वै ब्रह्मनिधये वासिष्ठाय नमो नमः। चतुर्वदनो ब्रह्मा द्विबाहुरपरो हरिः अभाललोचन शम्भुः भगवान् बादरायणः। ॐ सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। आनंदमय अधिकरणम् आनंदमयोऽभ्यासा विकार शब्दान्नेति चेन्न प्राचुर्यात् तद्धेतुप्यपदेशाच्च मान्त्रवर्णिकमेव च गीयते नेतरोनुपपत्तेः भेदव्यपदेशाच्च कामाच्च नानुमानापेक्षा अस्मिन्नस्य च तद्योगं शास्ति अन्तस्तद्धर्मोपदेशात् भेदव्यपदेशाच्चान्यः आकाशस्थल्लिङ्गात् अतएव प्राणः ज्योतिश्चरणाभिधानात् छन्दोभिधानान्नेति चेन्न तथा चेतोर्पणनिगतात् तथा हि दर्शनम् छन्दोभिधानान्नेति चेन्न तथा चेतोर्पणनिगतात् तथा हि दर्शनम्. Please read 163 page. Second paragraph. अथ यदुक्तम् पूर्वस्मिन्नपि वाक्ये न ब्रह्माभिहितमस्ति गायत्री वा इदं सर्वम् भूतं यदिदं किञ्च इति गायत्र्याख्यस्य छन्दसः अभिहितत्वात् इति तत्परिहर्तव्यम्. कथं पुनः छन्दोभिधानात् न ब्रह्म अभिहितमिति शक्यते वक्तुम्. यावता तावानस्य महिमा इति एतस्यां ऋचि चतुष्पाद ब्रह्मदर्शितम् नैतदस्ति गायत्री वा इदगं सर्वम् इति गायत्रीम् उपक्रम्य तामेव भूत पृथ्वी शरीर हृदय वाक् वाक् नॉट वाक्य भूत पृथ्वी शरीर हृदय वाक् प्राण प्रभेदैः व्याख्याय सैषा चतुष्पदा षड्विधा गायत्री तद् एतदृशाभ्यनुक्तम् तदेतदृशाभ्यनुक्तम् तावानस्य महिमा इति तस्यामेव व्याख्यात रूपायाम् गायत्र्याम् उदाहृतः मन्त्रः कथं कस्माद् ब्रह्म चतुष्पादभिधात्यात् योऽपि तत्र यद्वै तद्ब्रह्म इति ब्रह्म शब्दः सोऽपि छन्दसः प्रकृतत्वात् छन्दो विषय एव य एतामेवं ब्रह्मोपनिषदं वेद इत्यत्र हि वेदोपनिषदम् इति व्याचक्षते. तस्मात् छन्दोभिधानात् न ब्रह्मणः प्रकृतत्वम् इति चेत् नैष दोषः तथा चेत्वर्पणनिगतात् तथा गायत्र्याख्याच्छेन्दोद्वारेण तद अनुगते ब्रह्मणि चेतसोऽर्पणम् चित्तसमाधानम् अनेन ब्राह्मणवाक्येन निगद्यते। ब्राह्मणवाक्येन निगद्यते गायत्री वा इदं सर्वम् इति न हि अक्षरसन्निवेशमात्रायाः गायत्र्याः सर्वात्मकत्वं सम्भवति। तस्मात् यद्गायत्र्याख्य विकारे अनुगते जगत्कारणम् ब्रह्मनिर्दिष्टम् तदिह सर्वमिति उच्यते। यथा सर्वं खल्विदं ब्रह्म इति कार्यं च कारणाद् व्यतिरिक्तम् इति वक्ष्यामः। कार्यं वा कारणात् अव्यतिरिक्तमिति वक्ष्यामः। तद् अनन्यत्वम् आरम्भणशब्दादिभ्यः इत्यत्र तथा अन्यत्रापि विकारद्वारेण ब्रह्मण उपासनं दृश्यते। एतं हि एव बहुऋचा महती उक्ते मीमांसन्तः एतम् अग्नावद्वर्णः एतम् अग्नौ अद्वर्यवः एतं महाव्रते छन्दोगाः इति। तस्मादस्ति छन्दोभिधानेऽपि पूर्वस्मिन् वाक्ये चतुष्पाद ब्रह्म निर्दिष्टम् तवेतदेव ज्योतिर्वाक्ये अपि परामृश्यते उपासनानन्तरविधानाय। अपरहाः साक्षादेव गायत्री शब्देन ब्रह्म प्रतिपद्यते। संख्या सामान्या यथा गायत्री चतुष्पदा षडक्षरैः पादैस्तथा ब्रह्म चतुष्पाद तथान्यत्रापि छन्दोभिधायी शब्दः अर्थान्तरे संख्या सामान्यात् प्रयुज्यमानो दृश्यते। तद्यथा ते वा एते पञ्चान्ये दश सन्तः तत्कृतम् इति उपक्रम्याः सैषा विराडन्नादी इति। अस्मिन् पक्षे ब्रह्मैव अभिहितमिति न छन्दोभिधानम् सर्वथाप्यस्ति। पूर्वस्मिन् वाक्ये प्रकृतं ब्रह्म. We were seeing the 25th sutra, which is a long sutra, and it is rare to see such long sutra in Brahma Sutra. So this sutra is mentioned as an exceptional sutra of Brahma Sutra. Now, what is in this sutra we will see slowly and get to the matter. So in the 13th section, the discussion still is of the same sutra, because one Adhikarana will discuss of the same sutra. So if we have heard that Jyoti was mentioned as Brahma by proving two things. That what was proved? That the 12th section Gayatri Upasana is not the Gayatri Upasana, it is the Brahma Upasana. And by giving three causes, if you remember, three causes we are giving to prove that this Jyoti of 13th section is the Gayatri of the 12th section. One was the pronoun was mentioned. Then 12th and 14th were there. Remember these? So they were few reasons given to prove that this is not any new upasana mentioned in the 13th section. So the 13th section is the overflow of 12th section. Is the overflow of the discussion which is already going in the 12th section, that Gayatri is the Brahmopasana. Now, although everything was settled, but Purupaksh came back and he said, no, I have a problem. I don't accept that the Gayatri Upasana is Brahmopasana itself. What you have proved that Jyoti is Gayatri and therefore Jyoti is Brahman. So, Purvasmin Khande Brahmopasana Naiva Uktam. Is Brahmopasana is not mentioned. Gayatri Upasana alone is mentioned in the 12th section. This is, again he came back. He says, who says that this Gayatri is Brahman? Because Gayatri is a Vedic meter. When you take the name Gayatri, you should understand it is the Vedic meter. Why you are misinterpreting or pulling it to the state of Brahman? Because we should be taking the Prasiddharth. The popular meaning should be taken and not the secondary meaning of the word Gayatri. So, what he says, Chandah Abhidhanat. Chandah Abhidhanat. So, Chandah Abhidhanat. Chanda means, Abhidhanat means what is mentioned. In the previous section, Chand is being talked of. The meter is being talked of, which has three parts and 24 letters. So there are three parts of this sutra. I'll take it. I'm giving you the little background of the. So Chand Abhidhanat. What is mentioned is Chand only. And not the Brahma is not mentioned there. So Bhagavan Veda Vyasa says that no doubt Chand is the primary meaning. But there is a Laksharth also. there is a secondary meaning also. Depending on the description given of the meaning of Gayatri, I am not taking out of my own mind. There is something, some description is given, therefore I am taking the meaning of Gayatri as Brahman. I also like the primary meaning. I am not rushing to the secondary meaning, but the whole thing should be in resonance and consonance. Therefore I am taking the secondary meaning. So Purva Paksh said, भाई देखो ऐसा है कि when the primary and secondary meaning both are there, so why you are going to the secondary meaning and why don't you take the primary meaning? So it was answered that primary meaning is not fitting here, and therefore we are pushed to take the secondary meaning. Well, how can you say primary meaning is not fitting here? I told you already, Gayatri Vaidagam Sarvan was mentioned. The very section starts that Gayatri is everything. And one part of Gayatri is whole world, other part of the Gayatri. When you take the Gayatri as a meter, do you think this meter can be all pervading? If you take the meaning of a meter, because this is how our thinking skill will be sharpened. We are not very good thinkers, and therefore all problems are starting. All problem is because of wrong thinking. We have caught up in the wrong thinking of thoughts. You heard Gayatri va vidagam sarvam. The very first mantra of the 12th section was there. Gayatri is everything. And also it was that one part is the world and all three parts are Brahman only. Now you tell me the Gayatri mantra, if you take the meter, so this meter is Tripada Chaturvimshati Akshara. How can the Akshar pervade the whole world? It can't pervade one page also. So how can the Akshar or the meter pervade? Therefore we are almost pushed to take the secondary meaning. We are not taking the secondary meaning if the primary meaning was filling the whole description of Gayatri. In that particular section, the description of Gayatri is not filling the meaning, is not fitting the meaning, and therefore I am taking the secondary meaning. And therefore I am saying that Gayatri Padrupasya Laksharthi is Brahman. Okay? Okay? Then, when you are taking the secondary meaning, this Purva Paksh is, so you have to observe one rule. What is the rule? The rule is that secondary meaning should be connected closely to the primary meaning. There should be some closeness in both the meanings. There should be some connection with both the meaning. Like, if you say, he is Chandramukhi, or Gajgamini, or her face is like the moon. Okay, primary meaning we cannot be say that face is moon. Moon is so big, her face is so small. How can the moon be face? Or face be like moon? How can we face be like moon? Only thing what I want to say, Sadrashyata connection is that as the moon looks beautiful and shining, his or her face also looks shining and beautiful. So this is the connection of the secondary meaning with the primary meaning. Secondary meaning should not be totally excluding the primary meaning. There should be something which is connecting both of them. Okay, there should be something connecting both of them. Like Gurudev was called, he was the second Vivekananda. Second Vivekananda was mentioned. Why? Because both went to foreign countries, both propagated, both were great speakers. So something was common point. something was a common point, and he was to address the Parliament of Religions on the same date as Swami Vivekananda had addressed 100 years back. But his Mahasamadhi happened, I think it was on 9th or 12th August 1993. So in 1893, Swami Vivekananda had addressed. So he was to speak there. That didn't happen there. So Vachyarth and Lakshyarth should be connected. How will you connect? Purvapakshi is asking. Then the answer is given by, dekho, you don't understand that Brahman is Sarvatmak. But I understand. And Sarvkaran. And everything is the Karya of Brahman. So everything is connected to Brahman already. Brahman is because it's Sarvakarya, Karana. So all the effect will always be connected to the cause. How can you take out the gold out of the ornament? And therefore they are connected, because Brahman is Sarvanugat and Sarvadharam. So Brahman is Sarvadharam, Brahman is Sarvatmakam, and therefore Brahman is everything. This is what 10th chapter is there. You meditate on anything you can meditate. Yad yad vibhutim sattvam shrimadam urjitam evava tattad ev avagachatvam mamati yomcha sambhava. So it is not that Gayatri is not connected. Gayatri is connected to Brahman. Even Chand Gayatri is connected to Brahman. Even the Chand Gayatri, the Tripada and Chaturvimshati Akshara Gayatri is connected constantly to the Brahman only, because it is Karya Rupa. It is effect forms there. Okay. So now coming on to the Sutra. Don't be afraid of the Sutra because it is long. Sutra has 3 portions, 3 parts. First part is Purvapaksh. Second part is Siddhanti. Don't say Bhashyakar here. Okay? Because here who is talking? Ved Vyas Bhagwan is. And third part is example. Purvapakshi, I already explained it. I gave a general background of the whole thing. What has to be talked now in the sutra. So 3 parts are, we will see like, what is the 3 parts? Purvapaksh part. So Purvapaksh is directly dealing with Bhagwan Ved Vyas. It's not dealing with Shankaracharya. In between Shankaracharya ji will come. So Shankaracharya ji is now with Ved Vyas. Let us see now what is a part of the Purvapaksh and what is the part of Bhagwan Ved Vyas and what is his drishtant. What is the part? Be very, very careful. Chando Bidhanat Na. This is one part. Chando Bidhanat Na. This is part 1. Okay. Then Iti Chet. If I say like that, this is the Purvapaksh thing. Chando Vidhanat Na Iti Chet. Suppose. Iti Chet means suppose. I say like that. This is Purvapaksh. Then what is the Siddhanti? Propounder of the Vedanta, that is called Siddhanti. Siddhanti means who is propounding the This sutra, fourth sutra, Tattu Samanvayat. I told you, first chapter is all the commentary on the fourth sutra only. So what is he saying now? He is saying na tatha chetorpana abhidhanat. Chetorpana nigadat. Please see the whole sutra. Chenna. This ta is there. Ta has become na. So bring that na here in the part 2. Bring the na here. Na tatha cheto arpana nigadat. Why they wrote like that? I have to work so much. Why can't they make my life simpler? Double na is there. They are Sanskrit people. They will always never avoid sandhi. Some sandhis are compulsory if the words are there. They are not like us. They are sitting quietly, not reading sandhi. So they will immediately make the sandhi there. Okay, it's okay. So, second part is na tatha chetorpana nigadat. Well, it is tongue twister. You have to therefore chant it. Then you will become familiar. Chetorpana nigadat. This is part 2. This is Siddhanti's answer to Purupaksh. Answer to Purupaksh. Okay. And third part is the example or drishtant. What is the example? Tatha hi darshanam. Tatha hi darshanam. Okay. So these are the 3 parts. Iti chet I am taking with the one part, first part only. Therefore, but separate it. Chandobidhanat. If we break it, it will be Chandobidhanat na. To make it clear, Chandobidhanat na. Na in iti chet you take it out. Otherwise, you will think some niti is mentioned here. So, Chandobidhanat na. Iti chet. Because we go with preconceived mind with the sutras. And some people without reading think of the meaning also. So, this is not right. So, Chandobidhanat na. This is how it will become easier. Otherwise, when they read Brahma Sutra, they are not able to translate the sutra itself sometimes. And they approximately get some meaning. Guesswork is not allowed here in Vedanta. Okay, don't have any guesswork here. So this, I think this sutra says, and therefore how do you break it now? Then they are not able to break it. Now let us go one by one on all the 3 parts. First part is Chandobidhanat. I am going to word analysis going on. Introduction I already gave. So you write somewhere, this is a word analysis. Each word. Word analysis. Not word analysis. You can't, word analysis is not going on. Word analysis. So Chand means Vedic meter. Mentioned in the 12th section. Gayatri. Gayatri Chand. Chand is not any Chand here. Gayatri Chand mentioned in the 12th section 3.12 of Chandogya Upanishad. Please note this is Purupaksh is saying that. Or Abhidhanat means a statement. Abhidhan means a statement. So Abhidhanat means because of the statement. So how will the whole line will be in English? because of the statement mentioned about the Gayatri Chandra in 12 sections. See how long is the English word and how short is the Sanskrit. Because of the statement of the Gayatri Chanda or Vedic Chanda mentioned in 12 sections, Chandobidhanat. Na. बोले na is not. Is incomplete sentence. It is like that. He is not. But he is not what? Chandobidhanat na. I am not going to. Na is what? No, you have to now supply Purva Prakarana Upasyam Brahma. Because of the mention of the Gayatri mantra, Gayatri Chand in the last section, Purva Prakarana Upasyam, the object of meditation is not Brahman there. This you will put in bracket. Purva Prakarana Upasyam Brahmana. Na, after na this will come. This Brahma is not the Upasya. Well, why didn't he write it? Already it is very big meter. Already the sutra is very big. Something you also do, no? So conclusion is, how will you write the whole thing now? Chandobidhanat Purva Prakarana Upasyam Na Brahma. Oh, they cut it now. So what you are supplying, you put in bracket there. But without supplying, you would understand what is there. So you have to supply. Therefore, if you read Sanskrit books, sometimes it is written in bracket also. Bracket is to understand. Okay, this is like this. Right? So, Chandobidhanat Purva Prakarana Upasyam Na Brahma Apitu Gayatri or Chanda alone. This is, we are adding it. I am adding it for explaining it. So, Chandobidhanat Na. That is not the Gayatri there. Achha. Iti chet. Supposing I say like that. Iti chet. Iti chen. Iti chet. Supposing I say like that, then what do you have to say? Really, iti chet is the suppose. Iti chet is not a part of the Purvapaksh. Iti chet, he is saying, suppose already what he has to say, he said like, Chandobidhanat na. This is the main sentence is this. Iti chet is supposing I say like that. Then what is the answer given? Answer is given by Siddhanti. What is it, Siddhanti answer here? Na tatha cheto vidana. Cheto, see, cheto arpana nigadat. So this na, there are two na is there. Na, he is saying, na tatha cheto arpana nigadat. So this second na is of the Siddhanti. First na is of the Purvapakshi. Don't confuse two na. Okay. Well, what is he saying now? In short, Purvapakshi is saying that Gayatri is the object Upasyami. And Siddhanti is saying it is not Upasyam, it is Alambram. Upasyam is Brahman. So, na is for that. Upasyam is Brahman, Gayatri is Alambanam. And he is saying that Upasyam is Gayatri. Object of meditation is not the Gayatri. Object of meditation is Brahman, is given by the Siddhanti. And he is saying, no, Gayatri itself is the Dhyeya, Upasya, goal, final product. This is where the problem is lying down. Okay. So, and now he is giving the hetu for that. Siddhanta is giving the hetu. Hetu. Like when you see Shivling, you remember Lord Shiva. So Shivling is alambanam, natu pasya. What mind you have when you worship Shivling? That he is all. I am worshipping all. I am not worshipping one small Shivling. Dekho, ling itself means sign. Sign. Clue. Therefore it is called ling sharir. Subtle body is called ling sharir. Why? Because that is the ling through which you know that person is alive or not. It is the ling sharir. Sukshma sharir is called ling sharir. Shiv ling. So one meaning of ling is sign, chinna. Okay. So I hope you understood both the points. So he is saying, na tatha chetu arpana nigadat. Now what is the meaning of? Now two words are there. Tatha and chetu arpana nigatat. Nigata. Tatha. So you check tatha. Tatha means what? Tatha means what? Tatha means Gayatri Chand Alambanena. Tatha. In the same manner. So, I will take this Tatha word more in detail. Just write Tatha word is what? What is the meaning of Tatha word? Tatha. In the manner. Yatha Tatha. You do as he did. So, Tatha means in the manner of Gayatri Chand Alambanena. Tatha is coming in the third part also. Don't mix both the Tatha. This Tatha is different there. Not Katha. Tatha. So, next word is Chetu Arpana. Chetu Arpana. What is the meaning of Chetu Arpana here? Cheta means, hello? Cheta means mind. Mind. And Arpan is fixing. So Chetu Arpan means fixing the mind. Chetu Arpan is one name of Upasanam. So Chetu Arpan is equal to Upasanam. Fixing the mind is called Chetu Arpan. Oh, good name. Chetu Arpan is fixing the mind. Okay. Chetu Arpan is fixing the mind. Giving the name. So, fixing the mind where? Brahman. So Brahma, what is the meaning of Chetu Arpanam? Which Upasanam? So Chetu Arpanam will mean Brahmopasanam. So Chetu Arpanam will be mean. So you have to supply Brahma here. So Brahma Upasanam. Brahma Upasanam. Chetu Arpanam means Brahma Upasanam. Okay. Chetu Arpan. Nigatat. Nigadat means because it has been mentioned. Vidhanat. Vidhanat. It has been said. Chetu Arpan means Chetu Arpan Nigadat. Brick by brick we have to put there, for then you will get the meaning. If you don't go brick by brick, then you will lose the meaning. So Chetu Arpan Nigadat. So what is the total meaning of Chetu Arpan Nigadat? Because of the mention of Brahmopasanam. Because of the mention of Brahmopasanam. Because of the Brahman, because of the mention of Brahmopasanam. Now put Tathami before that. Tathami is called. Because of the mention of Brahmopasanam through Gayatri Alambal. Bole, shall I write in the same line or put another line? Finally you say what is there. I will write total. Tha Chetu Arpan Nigadat. So as because Nigadat is Hetvarthe Panchami, because of the mention of the Brahmopasanam through the Gayatri Alambanam. This is how the study is done. There is a difference between study done in the Yajna and in the Vedanta course. And when they use the style of Yajna in the Vedanta course, it becomes, what shall I say? The Nishtha doesn't come. And don't use this style in the Yajna. Already people are very few coming. And now after this COVID, I don't know if any crowd will be there or not. Already they were not there. Now they have an easy excuse. No, we are not going to come. Social distancing, where one person will sit, the other will sit there. And all will put mask. You don't know whether he is sleeping or whether he is listening or what is going on. Inside also they have to put mask. Inside the hall also. Huh? That will be a problem then. How will I see that? Every disease makes a person funny. This is one aspect of every disease. Whether it is paralysis, whether it is simple fever, you become like that. Whether it is jaundice, you become yellowish. Cancer, every disease. Even this also make me funny. What is this? So funny. This is one part of the disease. You limp somewhere. This has made the world funny also slightly. Everybody is sitting. Prime Minister is having a meeting. They are putting mask. One person is sitting there. There is no order. One social distancing. ये सब कहाँ से होगा? How will it be happen? I don't know. How awkward, one person sitting here, one sitting there, one sitting. And they will say, no, I won't come. Already you have live stream, I won't come. I am listening in my, especially Alan and Madan Bhai. They should get reward for social distancing. But they won't come to take award. Anyway, so ladder has come or not? But he said, no, I'll keep the ladder outside and go away. But he said he will bring it. No, he's not bringing also. You go inside forceful in the house. So much fear is there. Anyway, next come the Anumanam. I hope this whole thing is clear. Tatha Chetu Arpan Nigadat. Sutra is complete or still meaning? Meaning, na? Huh? Chando Vidhanat na. Iti Chet covered. Na Tatha Chetu Arpan Nigadat. Last portion is remaining, third part. Tatha is Darshanam. Tatha is Darshanam is remaining. So how will we write Anuman Vakyam in Sanskrit? Anuman Vakyam will be Purva Prakarana Upasyam Na Gayatri Chanda. This is the Anuman Vak for the Siddhanti. Purva Prakarana Upasyam Na Gayatri Chanda. Comma. Gayatri Chand Alambanena. Gayatri Chand Alambanena Brahmopasana Vidhanat. Gayatri Chand Alambanena Brahmopasana Vidhanat. Written? Will I say in English now? The object of meditation in the previous section is not Vedic meter. Rather, through the support of Vedic meter, the object of meditation is Brahman, Sagun Brahman. Again, the object of meditation in the previous section 12 is not the Vedic meter, because Brahmopasana is mentioned by the support of Vedic meter. Something else here it said. A long sentence is there, two sentences will be little difficult to understand what is said. This is the point here. Now comes last section. What is the last section? Third portion. Tathahi Darshanam. Tathahi Darshanam. You know why all this struggle is there? Can you guess? Can you guess? Because Sang does not believe in Saguneshwar. Sagun Brahma, he does not believe that world has come from Ishwar. He is saying world has come from Prakriti. And therefore you do Upasana of Prakriti here. So he is after the Jad Jyoti Upasana. He is after Prakriti Upasana. This is where you understand where is the target here of Brahma Sutra Kar. You must have heard though, only how to concentrate when light a lamp, light a candle. So focus on the candle light. This Jyoti Upasana. And then these people quote this. Only this is mentioned in Upanishad. Or if you have not read all these things, you say, Acha? Well, yes, Jyoti Upasana is mentioned that you should focus on the light. And therefore, this candlelight Upasana is there. As an ordinary person is ignoring. He said, Acha, Upanishad also tells about candlelight. Well, yes. Classical meaning, that meaning is totally different. I'm telling you, if you are not very well versed, scriptures are so wide and so many things are mentioned. At the end of Ras Panchadhyayi, I don't know your attention, I have mentioned also. It is written, one who reads Ras Panchadhyayi, hridrogam gamishyati. Hridrog. Hridrog. Hridrog means? Hridrog. Go and see. Hridrog means? There. One who reads Ras Panchadhyayi, 5 chapters, Hridrog there means calm. Calm is the disease of. Because that portion is the story of conquest of calm by Bhagavan Krishna. This Ras Panchadhyayi is the story, or that tells how Bhagavan Shri Krishna is calm Vijeta. Why? Because with so many gopis, he is not having any calm. And there Shukdev ji writes, he was playing with the gopis as the child plays with his image in the mirror. Balako arbhakat tha. You read that. And therefore if you read chant Ras, therefore in Mahatmas chant Ras Panchadhyayi getting at 3 o'clock, because their biggest enemy is the calm only. To conquer calm is very difficult. So they read it to conquer that. Therefore Hridrog is mentioned there. Funny part. Hrid means heart, Rog means disease. So Haridas is there in Vrindavan. Haridas, You've not gone Vrindavan. You have gone, all of you. That Haridas was there who always comes and he is always there with me when I go to Vrindavan. Since 20 years. So he arranges all my lodging, boarding. He will take me all to temples. He will bring flowers, milk, puja samagri, buckets. My buckets are at his house. So he told Guruji, so he said, so in that Ras Panchadhyayi, after reading it, cholesterol is less and heart problems go away. ब्लड प्रेशर हार्ट प्रॉब्लम जो होती है गुरुजी वो सब चली जाती है रास पंचदे पढ़ने से. अच्छा, I could immediately get it because Hridrog has been mentioned there. He could not quote Hridrog word, but he said it is written there. और लिखा है ऐसा कि जो भी उसको पढ़ता है उसको कोई हार्ट की प्रॉब्लम नहीं होता. I laughed also what to explain. I said, who told you? He said, नहीं एक सत्संग में बोल रहे तो that वो सत्संग हो रहा था, that सत्संग में वहाँ पे बोल रहे थे वैसा. That topic is of Ras Panchadhyayi when Bhagwan Krishna is doing Leela of Ras. There is no prasang of heart problem. How can you bring the non-contextual topic there? There is no contact of disease and health of the body. Where from you brought this aspect? And you are getting my point. If I had not read Bhagavad, I would have believed him. Because people say wrong point with such authority and conviction. That ordinary person is taken aback. Now here Jyoti word has come for Upasana. And no Brahman is mentioned. See, the Sankhya catches that point which suits them. In other words, he is indicating you do Upasana of Prakriti. And Chand there is mentioned, Gayatri Chand. There is no Sagun Brahma because Sagun Brahma you will make Jagat Karana. You will make that as the cause of the world. And cause of the world in my way is the Prakriti and not the Purush. This is their problem. Because if they make, then the mixing will be there. And mixing is not possible. Their Prakriti is different entity and Purush is a different entity. There is a quite deep agenda is there behind. Therefore, you must be thinking, why so much of hard work is done? They will not give up so easily. And lot of places I have seen, especially in what is it called, conferences, etc. Such kind of meditations are being told. Meditate on one light. Meditate on this form. Something inert meditation is mentioned. They don't bring Ishwar. They don't bring consciousness. They don't bring anything like that. They avoid talking about Ishwar, etc. because there is where their belief is not, their digestive power is weak to accept that there is Ishwar, who is the cause of the world. And here meditation is on that Ishwar only. Therefore, so much hard work has been done. Anybody who has, supposing a saint is there, and he has read it, an ordinary person doesn't know Brahma Sutra. He will go in the world and he will simply say, please Bhagwan ka dhyan karo, do meditation on God. This is what Gavad Ved Puranashta does. He won't explain it to ordinary person. Brahma Sutra is not for ordinary person. It is for students, those students of Vedanta who want to go really wide into the Vedantic meanings. Even not all students of Vedanta are expected to go through Brahma Sutra. Chatussutri you can go, that is. If your appetite is more, you are more hungry and you want to know more, then this is for you. Okay. Now, tatha hi darshanam, let me complete this. Then I have to go also. This is the third portion. Tatha hi darshanam. Tatha means such meditation, such upasana. Such means Brahmopasana through Vedic meter or Vedic mantra, not meter. Vedic mantra or Vedic meter or Vedic letter also. Ved mantra dwara Brahmopasana. So Brahmopasana through the Vedic mantras. He means widely, popularly, clear, rampantly, verily. And darshanam means seen. Evident. So how will you say? Throughout Vedas we see that Ved mantras are taken as alambanam. Ishwar is object of meditation, upasya. So on the Vedic letter, on the Vedic mantras, they do Ishvaro Upasana. This is seen in the Vedas. Darshanam means seen clearly, observed, analyzed, evident. He means popularly, well known. Tatha means in the manner as it has been said here, similarly here also. Each word has so pregnant with words. Well, can you give example? Of course. Sikshavalli you say. Sikshavalli. So what is said here? Bhur bhuva swariti tisro vyahrataya. So three vyahrati, bhur bhuva swaha, that is the Vedic mantras are there. And then what will be said? Bhuriti va ayam lokaha. On this loka, so the upas, this lok, on bhuhu vyahrati, which is a Vedic Bhu is, this world is superimposed on Bhu. Upasana of this world is done by Bhu. Bhu Vyarati. Don't ask what is Vyarati. Bhuva ityantariksham. Suva ityasau lokah. Maha ityaditya. Adityenava. So, are you seeing that? So, these are Bhur Bhuva Suva Vedic letters, Vedic mantras. On that, the upasana of this lok, that lok, Antariksh lok, Aditya lok has been mentioned. Tell me why. Where is Ishwar coming? Adityenava im sarve loka mahiyante. Aditya is pervading all the lok. So therefore, Vyarati Upasana, four combinations are mentioned in the Sikshavalli. Sikshavalli is full of Upasana. But you can see that. Therefore it was said Darshanam. Darshanam is well known, present. Sure. Similarly, Mata Purva Rupam, Pitottara Rupam. So here Sandhi has been mentioned. Sandhi. Sandhi has two letters here. Previous one of the first, last letter of the first, and the first letter of the second word is there. So Mata is the last letter of the first, and Pita is the first letter of the second word. And this Sandhi is Praja Sandhi, Prajananam Sandhanam. You saw that. So there also this Sandhi, one word has been used. One word has been like Maheshwar. So Maha plus Ishwar is there. So A of first, Maha, and Ishwar, E of there, has become E now. So this A is the Mata, and E is the Pita, and this Sandhi is the Prajananam, Praja Sandhi. Then combining it becomes A. A is the Sandhi. E is the result of Sandhi. So A has gone and E has gone. So it became A. A is the child here. And Sandhi process is called Prajananagam Sandhanam. So this is the, what is it called? On the Vedic meter, Brahma Upasana. On the Vedic Akshar, Brahma Upasana is not new thing. I'll show you where Bhashyakal puts. Please see there. I have to just go through it. Page 165. So earlier people were quite full of Vedic mantras, and therefore for Upasana they need something which are popularly known. If you don't know, then Upasana, what will you Upasana? Upasana on something popularly known, you are superimposing something which you don't know. And therefore here you see page 165. Tatha anyatra vikaradvarena, first line, Brahmana upasanam drishyate. So what he says here, etam hi eva bahuricha mahati ukthe mimam santah. See what is written here. So what is the meaning of that? Rigved people meditate on the Rigved mantras. So Bahuricha means Rigvedina. Rigvedina is mentioned by the word Bahuricha. So they meditate etam. Etam means Ishwaram. On this Ishwaram. Mimam Sante. Mimam Sante means they do upasana. Mahati Ukte means Rigved mantras. So Bahuvi Richa is the name of the upasakas. Etam means Ishwaram. And Mahati Ukta is the name of Rigved mantras. On this Rigved mantras, they do meditation. I hope this whole sutra is now clear. Please see the whole sutra. It has become closer to your heart or not. Chhando vidhanat na iti chet na tatha chetor निगतात तथा ही दर्शनम. क्लियर हो गया. छंदो विधानात न वन पार्ट इति चेत सपोज देन टेक न तथा चेतोर्पण निगदात. देन लास्ट पार्ट तथा ही दर्शनम. This is how this sutra has been clarified. Second sutra of which adhikaran? Jyotish Charnadhikaranam has been completed. Now we'll see the next sutra tomorrow. Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamadachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namah. Hari Om.